a couple more minutes.
We're gonna have a brief delay and then we'll get started. Yep.
It is 5:06. We'll go ahead and start the January.
4:06.
Oh my gosh, 4:06 feels like 4:06. We'll start the July 18, 2023 Strategic Planning Committee meeting. So today, our main goal is to approve really the final piece of the strategic plan framework that we are getting ready to then, hopefully after today, send to council for their review and approval. The last thing that we had to do was look at this letter, which is the cover letter that's going to go on the strategic plan that we've all looked through. And hopefully this went out a couple weeks ago. And I thought it was pretty straightforward, hit all the right notes, but if everybody wants to take a second to read through it.
I think the only note that I received via email was Randy pointed out that it should be 211 years. So we just-
211 instead of
we just need-
201.
Yeah, so we just need to have them change that.
211, good. We should also, on that second sentence, Mayor, this plan is a culmination of the effort involving input from the community, city council, mayor, auditor, and city employees, since he's not included in any of the other categories.
Okay.
Even though I guess technically a city employee, but that really doesn't really hit it, so. Dennis's name's not on there, so we have it spelled right. So.
Right, not worry on that page.
Yeah. All right. I think it's well written. Gets everything on one page and discussion.
When you say there that it is a living document, I think I've read that somewhere.
Yeah, it's in the.
Beginning.
Yeah, there it is, yeah. Is there an idea or a thought or anticipation that this will be updated every year, every 18 months by some committee that's in charge of this, or the mayor or whomever?
I think it's spelled out in the.
Says every 5 years, in fact.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if
It doesn't say where though.
Yeah, so I think, and Dennis, your name is spelled properly.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Yeah.
My dad will appreciate it more than I.
Oh, Grant.
Yeah, so here specifically, it kind of walks through the process. I think that based off of our previous discussions and kind of it being laid out here is that one of the next things that once this gets adopted, that we'll need to discuss is the review of the action items. Hopefully the goals and overall objectives are not really changing out frequently, though they can always be evaluated. But I think what will more so be the kind of living aspect of it is one, applying it to our work ongoing. So one of the things, once this is adopted, we'll work with our department heads. We have kind of strategic plans and overarching items. We're going to try to kind of move it into this format so that when they're reporting out kind of their strategic operational items, they align with this. And then those action items, we'll need to kind of determine how are those reviewed and implemented here. I know we talked at one point about them kind of going out to various other committees because really any action, in my opinion, any action that a committee is recommending should tie back to this. It may create an action item, or it may just say it aligns under objective, whatever. You know, planning and zoning, obviously rezoning fall, you know, something might fall under housing. It might fall. So I think that kind of always should be reviewed and evaluated kind of ongoing. That's kind of how I've always thought of it.
I just didn't know if that was spelled out in the report, that it will be reviewed once a year, once every 18 months or whatever.
Yeah, I think it says minimum 5, and then within this process, it's kind of a continual evaluation.
All right.
You know, it begs the question, do we feel does this committee continue on? I think it does, is my feeling. So this committee would ultimately come back and be in charge of that process. You know, we put this committee together back when we started this process quite some time ago.
2017, this committee was created.
Thank you, Mayor. Yes, that was a long time ago, and
And
Before my time.
it took 3 years to get.
right, that's right.
BC, before Christina.
That's right. That's correct. And so this committee will continue on and help shepherd that process. I think that would actually be one of our continuing items is to make sure that we're reviewing this on a regular basis.
I think that's a good idea if we go and criticize ourselves and other committees, communities that do strategic plans, master plans, and everybody's excited when it gets done. And it's a nice 3-ring binder. It sits on the shelf for
That,
I don't know.
right? We talked about that, Dennis, since the first day we sat in this room and you were here.
I was.
Make sure that
Yeah, and that's why I was just curious whether or not it gets folded in here and says that, you know, the mayor's charge, or your charge, whatever, it's all I was asking.
well, I think, you know, one of the first things that we will look to implement is that our agenda, council meeting, will include, along with the other notes that Denise puts in on every ordinance, will include a tie back to this document. That is, we've talked about that forever, and I want to make that part of our agenda. So we'll have to work with Denise. That'll really be up to us, and I guess the administration, since you guys bring most of the legislation forward, so that everything ties back to this document. Because if it doesn't,
Yeah, that's gonna be a new process.
yes,
And even, yeah. If it doesn't tie back to the strategic plan, at some point in time, you have to ask why you're considering. Or is it addressing something that should be in the strategic plan as a gap?
Yeah, and that was one of the big things, you know, we talked about there not being, from the public feedback initially, much focus on kind of the daily operations. And so that was one of the things that I kind of added in, different things that we talked about, just our standard operations. Because going back, right, we need to be able to tie, you know, when we're coming to say, hey, you know, infrastructure, or hey, we need to buy chemicals for the water treatment plant, well, that's so we have high water quality. So we need to be able to tie that back.
But there's some things that are just basic
Yeah.
There's just the basic operations of the city, and that's probably the vast majority of the things that we do.
Right.
And I don't know that those necessarily, be part of, I think one of the strategic plan things was the city.
Right.
Yeah, I think and that was part of going back and making sure that we included that section that encompassed all the basic operations. So that we can make sure that we are able to tie back.
Well, what you'll need to do is take your charter for your committee that you passed back in 17 and update that to tie it into.
That's very good. Gosh.
And-
It's been a while since I looked at that.
Yeah, if you tie this document to it, that ensures that fluidity with the council's processes.
That's a very good point, Jim. I'll have to go back, pull that out and take a look at it.
Should be, but
Okay, very good.
it's not this year's, last year's.
So thanks for that reminder. Good, excellent, excellent,
Right,
very good.
so I would motion then to approve I guess unless somebody saw any issues with the pictures, I think we updated all the pictures. Jacqueline went out and took some of certain things that we had specifically discussed. And there was one photo they were wanting to switch out, but we didn't have a high enough resolution version of it.
Yeah, that was the Balloon Fest.
Yeah, I think I gave them a different version, but I don't know if it was.
Are we gonna flip through it page by page or no? Just to double flat, one last check. I have some corrections on the acknowledgements page. I had given you these last time, they didn't make it in. My name is Jim Steshek II. My dad was active enough in the community, I don't want that confusion.
All right, so page 4,
And down
just
the bottom,
Jim Steshek.
yeah, and then under strategic plan committee, Jim Steshek II. And my title is city auditor. As well as Susan's is city treasurer. And that's important.
Adding the city,
City,
right,
or city auditor, city
is
treasurer.
that the determination between county?
Yes.
She's
yeah.
just auditor.
She's county auditor.
Okay.
I'm city.
Well, right now, you're actually in there twice at the top and bottom.
Yeah, the one is on strategic planning committee and the other is elected official.
Oh, sorry, the line's right,
Just like, yeah. like
right through
Jeff
the
and
bold
you
then, I'm
guys.
sorry, my bad.
Sorry, I thought I had included those with.
I tried to get my name in there 4 or 5 more times.
Oh, did you?
I couldn't pull it off.
Wait out.
I kept sending changes.
Probably like a special thanks to.
So then, Jim, and the strategic planning committee, do you want to?
City auditor, Jim Steshek.
Yep, let me phrase my question, please. Jim Stashak, city auditor, or Jim Stashak, the second city auditor?
City auditor, Jim Steshek is fine. On the second, on the strategic planning committee,
Right,
yeah, so city auditor, Jim Steshek is second.
city auditor, Jim Stashak, the second. Okay.
Thank you. Yeah, because they're, you've done it opposite that was done at the top. Oh, actually, yours doesn't have any preference on the very top, it's just a header.
Yep, all right, perfect. I will let them know and have them make that change.
Thank you.
All right,
Anything else, Jim?
Not on that page, no.
Well, let's flip. I think you're the only one that might have changes.
Well, if people didn't flip through it, no, I just, because last time you were gonna change quite a few of the pictures, and I don't think anybody's seen it side by side. And you said you don't have the ability to show it side by side on the screen.
no. I don't.
I brought a side by side version, which was nice to see it, how it lays out.
Here, but it won't be exact.
Oh, there you go.
Well, because it's not gonna line them up though. It'll line up the front and back.
Oh, yeah, because
But
the
it's
front,
not
you need a
fun.
blank page in front, yeah, that's what you need.
So you can kind of get a preference of some kind of
Yeah, it doesn't.
overall view of it.
Those pictures look good though.
Just send it with a page.
I don't think I have that ability. I have cheap versions of things. I let the people that really need it to spend the money on the Adobe Pros. I think Plan Framework was the one photo that we still were trying to get them a different.
This
Photo
is
of
so
that.
everyone can see it, and this is what it looks like. In the older buildings.
Yeah, so we just need to get an updated version of it.
Okay.
I think they were, so they switched out the Phillips bedrooms.
So that one gets switched out.
We got multiple
Oh
houses.
my gosh, you got the pink house on there.
Little big house, it's little John Cooper. Process has that.
Pink house, maybe pink.
Yeah, this looked good, I thought. I don't know what you guys thought with the process.
One pink house on
Yeah,
there.
so I think the only photo that we need to still try to switch out is the plan framework, because I know we all didn't really love that photo, so I just need to get him a different high res version.
Okay, the city building, it's still in there twice, right? Or no?
No, I don't think so. We did the water tower.
Okay, yeah, okay, I see that. Oh, I see what happened, I just got the pages messed up.
Sharing the screen. Is it
Backwards.
visible on there? I think I should be.
Actually, right now it's not.
Oh, yeah, Kim, he's got his swim goggles on. That's great.
I don't know how that-
We're on its way after the parade. Right.
Oh, we talked about a beer picture.
Family brewing.
We talked about that quite a bit, updating that. Because the
I think
alcohol
we just,
and the business environment was more than just brewery, microbrewery. There was a lot of discussion about that. Talked about maybe a collage, talked about a lot of different things.
yeah, I think they, I've given them a variety of photos to do collages and recommended against it just as it gets busy, trying to limit that. So I know we talked about maybe sending them pizzas rather than. Finley Brewing.
No, nothing against Finley Brewing, but there are a lot of people in the community that very the alcohol.
Yeah, why? I would agree.
It's not many people in the ice cream, so.
I don't know, I think my new pause. No, I agree. Nope, that's fine. All right, so we will, I think we gave them one, but it wasn't, we'll try to reach out to Dietz's, because I'm sure they have a nice photo from.
Yeah.
Because I think we sent the one you had taken.
Yeah.
Tell them not the one with Big Celeste in it from seven.
All right, so page 32. Okay, so I have the names on the acknowledgements to update. We need to get in the plan framework page, so just the different page, photo of downtown, and then Dietz's for page 32. Any other?
Why in a picture recently, Jesus.
Yeah, a couple. If not, I will motion to approve with those changes that we move this forward to all of council.
I'll second that.
Second by Mr. Coleman.
I'm still gonna want to see a updated copy before we go to press.
Once all in, yep, sure. I will get it circulated out to the group and send me if you have any changes that you made before it goes to council on some date in August. August 1st. So.
Yes, it is. So if we can, does everybody agree that the mayor will make these changes with planning next, send out the final draft, and we can look at it from there, then be able to get it on council's table or agenda for the first. So that gives us 12 days.
Sounds good.
So I have a motion and a second to approve the plan and letter with the changes that were just discussed, to send that to council. Any further discussion? If not, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, nay. Motion passes.
There was much rejoicing.
Wow. I almost feel very emotional right now. Serious.
Big weight
It's been a long time.
lifted off your shoulders.
We still have work to do.
We still got a lot to do.
So, Jeff, while you're writing that up, so I think while that is working with council, I think we should probably continue to meet before the council meetings. What I would like to do at the next meeting, if it's okay with everybody, is I will put together the list of all of the previous action items that we've had discussion on, and then we can discuss who those should be assigned to, if we're gonna keep that action item for discussion with this committee, or if we're going to assign it to another committee, or get rid of it entirely. But I think, I don't wanna lose too much time when we've talked about them, while they're kind of fresh in our head of if we want them to move forward or not.
If you're gonna do that, can we shorten the meeting to meet at 4, council meets at 6, it shouldn't take more than an hour. Each meeting,
Yeah,
if you meet at 5,
You want to go with 5?
that would be my preference. Gives us a break, 2 hours is the time for meeting business.
Yeah, that's fine with me. I'm efficient.
I feel like I'm a public servant, so I'm good.
There you go, Dennis. That's, now that's the spirit.
I just want dinner.
All right, cool. I will try to put those in a frame that we can all kind of discuss and take notes and decide, because I think one thing too is before the council goes into its review of rules for next year, is there a committee that should be, where we have a lot of action items and something that's not addressed elsewhere? And does that stay with strategic planning, or is there another committee that needs made with council that makes more sense for this point in time? I don't know. So that's just something that I think would be wise to evaluate. All right. Cool.
Anything else on our topic? Very good. I want to thank you all for your time and effort that's gone into this. It's been quite extensive and lengthy, but I think we put together a really good plan. Very proud of it. I hope you are too. And with that, I will call this meeting to a close at 4:25.
Perfect. Thanks, folks.
See you at 6.
See you at